My personal favorite Adidas boot just got better. I meant warmer. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new cold mode pack colorway of the Adidas X 18.1. But the colorway is not just what's different about these. These actually feature Primaloft technology, making this technically a warmer variation of the X 18.1 in comparison to any other colorway. For those that don't know, Primaloft is actually its own company. It has nothing to do with Adidas at all, and the material they produce also happens to be called Primaloft. It's a proprietary synthetic microfiber insulator material that they sell to all kinds of different companies producing winter coats and hiking boots and all kinds of cold weather gear in general. The material itself was actually originally produced for the US Army, but obviously we have it in all kinds of regular products now, including the new cold mode pack from Adidas. So X 18.1, X 18 Plus, the Preds, the Nemesis, everything aside from the Copa you can now get with Primaloft technology by way of the cold mode pack. And the idea here is that you play this sport in cold weather during the winter months of the year, so having boots that are designed specifically for that colder weather to keep your feet warm makes a lot of sense. But does it actually work? How effective is the Primaloft technology? How much warmer are these in comparison to a regular X 18.1? Are they heavier? Do they feel any different? All of those questions and more answered in today's review. So if you want to learn more, please stick around, watch the entire video. And if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes. We'll be able to pick these up below their normal $225 retail price. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you are new here watching for the first time and don't want to miss out on daily content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification so you get notified whenever my next video goes live, even if it's cold. Included with the boots is a regular black and white Adidas box and a black and white X branded string bag that's now warmer, which gets a string bag score of 77.2 out of 107. So first things first, Primaloft technology, you can see the branding right there on the medial side of the upper, but can you see it anywhere on the boot? The answer to that question is no. Now the Primaloft material itself is very, very thin, and you can't see it because it's sandwiched in between the underside of the upper and the internal liner. So you kind of just have to trust that it's there. Now, being that it is technically an extra layer of material in the upper, would you be able to feel it? And that's kind of what I was expecting, but honestly, feeling these around versus a regular pair of X 18.1s and even having them on feet, especially once they're broken in, there is really no difference whatsoever that I could tell. If the Primaloft logo was not there, I wouldn't suspect that there was any changes made to this boot aside from the colors. But what about the weight? If they've added extra material to the upper, surely they must weigh more, and technically they do, although the difference is extremely minor. In a size 9.5 US, the cold mode X 18.1 on my scale weighed in at about 7.3, 7.35 ounces, where a regular pair in a 9.5 US weighed in at about 7.1 to 7.2 ounces. So you're talking about a weight difference of roughly 0.1 to 0.2 ounces, which is extremely minor and not something that you're going to be able to notice whatsoever. So we've established that they feel the same, the weight is about the same, but are they actually any warmer? And the answer to that question is yes. So here's how it works. So I think a lot of people need to understand what to expect with these Primaloft boots. The Primaloft material is simply an insulator. It's not actually a heated material. So don't have the expectation that when you're going to put these on, they're going to feel toasty warm on your feet, because that is not the case at all. Your body naturally is hot, and a lot of the heat escapes through your extremities. That's why when in cold weather, obviously you cover your feet with boots, but you also wear gloves because a lot of the heat escapes from your hands as it is from your feet. Now with regular boots that aren't insulated, the heat escapes and your feet stay cold. With the Primaloft material, it helps to keep that heat inside of the boots, therefore keeping your feet warm. So when you put these on, as you wear them after 5, 10, 15 minutes, you'll notice a difference in the warmth of your feet versus a pair that does not have the Primaloft lining. Is it a big difference? If the weather's legitimately very cold, I would say yes. And if you're one of those people like myself that is very sensitive to cold weather, especially in regards to the warmth of your feet, you're really going to appreciate the Primaloft liner in these cold mode Adidas boots. But if you're not somebody that really feels like your feet are ever cold while playing, then I wouldn't say that it's really a necessity item for you. There's also some water resistance benefits to the Primaloft material, but for the most part, I wouldn't say that it's a huge difference in comparison to a regular X18.1. If it's wet enough, if you're essentially running through puddles, water can still get in through the cracks of the upper, basically along the edges. That's not uncommon at all. But if you're talking about just technically being more water resistant, these are technically more water resistant. But what if it's not cold outside? Let's say that it's hot. Is the Primaloft technology in these boots gonna make them too hot to wear? I don't really know for sure. The weather right now is relatively cold, so I can't really test these in super hot conditions. I've worn them indoors, and I didn't find that my feet overheated. They were maybe a little bit warmer than usual, but my feet getting too hot is not something that I typically complain about unless it's the middle of the summer and I'm playing on an artificial grass field that's outdoors. When the rubber pellets absorb all the heat, it can be excruciatingly hot when playing on that type of a surface, but I don't have access to that right now. And I think regardless of whether or not your boots have Primaloft technology, your feet are gonna be burning up in that particular situation. So for the most part, I wouldn't say that these are ideal hot weather boots, but if you needed to wear them in warmer weather, I don't think you're gonna have too many issues. With that said, the cold mode pack is intended to be worn specifically in cold weather. So if you're buying any of them, if you can, have them as extra boots to wear in cold weather, and then have other boots without the Primaloft technology to wear when it's not cold outside. So beyond everything we just talked about, aside from being a little bit warmer than the average X18.1, they just feel like regular X18.1s, which is a very good thing. As I said at the start of the video, this is my personal favorite boot from the Adidas brand right now. It fits extremely well, it's comfortable, requires next to no break-in time, it's lightweight, I think it looks the part, the traction is excellent, it's a really good FG-AG stud pattern, so if you do need to wear these on natural grass and artificial grass playing surfaces, you can definitely get away with it. And as an overall package, it just has everything that I'm looking for. It reminds me a lot of the 2014 F50 Adi Zeros, which a lot of people really miss. If you enjoyed those boots, you're probably really gonna like the X18.1. But Jeff, what about the colorway? And well, I'm actually curious to hear your opinions on that, because honestly, I don't think they look that bad. Definitely better in person than they do in pictures, but at the same time, it's kind of a weird colorway. They were going for earth tones, but with also a wintry vibe, being that you have these blues and greens all mixed together. And it's weird, but I don't hate it at the same time. You have a dark green, then you have a darker green, then you have a greenish light blue color, then you have this mint color at the bottom. I really like the kind of saddle brown tan liner. I think that's kind of a cool touch, but it's a bunch of different shades of colors that don't really go together. The laces don't match any other color on the boot. It's definitely unusual. Again, I don't hate them, but it's certainly not the best colorway Adidas has ever made. So as you can see, I swapped out the black laces, which I don't think look bad, but they don't match literally anything on the boot whatsoever, for some steel gray reflective SR4U replacement laces, which come very close to matching the heel counter color, but I think it just fits with all the other kind of bluish earth tones that you have on the boot. Either way, if you are looking for some replacement laces for yourself, an inexpensive way to change up the style of your boots, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. So as you can see, my feet are warmer. That's not exactly how it works, but in general, as heat leaves your feet, it gets trapped inside of the upper because of that Primaloft insulated layer. And over the course of 10 to 15 minutes, especially if you're in cold weather, which admittedly, the office I'm recording this video in is not overly cold, you will notice a definite difference in regards to how warm your feet are versus a regular pair of X18.1s or really any other pair of football boots, because typically they are not insulated to keep heat in. So as a concept, it does actually work. If you regularly play in cold weather and you want to keep your feet warmer, these will definitely do that for you. As far as everything else is concerned, they feel just like regular pair of X18.1s. There's really no difference here whatsoever. The fit is really good. It's nice and soft. The speed mesh upper still feels like speed mesh. No difference because of that added insulated layer. And the boots as a whole are just very comfortable out of the box. It's one of the main reasons why the X18.1 is my personal favorite boot from the Adidas brand. As far as fit is concerned, it's not an overly tight fitting boot. It's got a snug feel, but even if you do have wider feet, I don't think you're gonna have too many issues fitting into these. The only thing to keep in mind is that because of the one-piece enclosure, that it is a little bit difficult to get your foot in and out of the boot. So if that's something that you struggle with and you have really wide feet, maybe not a great option for you, but for most people, you shouldn't have too many issues. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and the length is pretty much perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So in conclusion, if cold feet is a major issue for you, then I can strongly recommend these or any of the cold mode pack boots from Adidas with the Primaloft technology. It legitimately does work, and as a concept, I think it's a really good idea. When the cold weather comes around, pretty much all of our apparel changes, but the boots don't. So it just makes sense to me to have boots specifically designed for that colder weather. It's not a necessity item by any means, but if you can afford it and it's something that you think will help you out, then this definitely does work. And I hope as a concept, this is not something that Adidas abandons, because I do legitimately think that this is a very good idea. Anyways, guys, that is it for my review. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in these or any of the other cold mode pack boots from Adidas, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $225 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.